Hello everyone. Welcome back. Today, we've got some crucial news you don't want to miss. Let's dive right into the top financial headlines and break down what's happening. Goldman Sachs takes $900 million hit on Northvolt investment. Bloomberg reports on Goldman Sachs' costly bet gone wrong. This headline has dominated financial media today. And let's be honest, for many people, especially online, there's a certain satisfaction in seeing a major institution like Goldman Sachs hit a snag. Even within the investment world, there's a bit of schadenfreude when the giant stumbles. So, what exactly happened to Goldman Sachs this time? The firm's asset management division had invested a hefty sum into Northvolt, a Swedish electric vehicle battery maker. This week, Northvolt filed for bankruptcy protection in the US, forcing Goldman to write off nearly $900 million in losses. What was meant to be a profitable investment has now turned into a costly disaster. At first glance, it might seem like a rookie mistake, investing in a company that's now tanked. But the story is more complex than that, and it raises a crucial point worth discussing. Sometimes, you just can't fight a prevailing trend, no matter how hard you try. Northvolt was seen as a beacon of hope in the West's battle to compete with China's dominance in the electric vehicle (EV) battery market. With tensions between the US and China escalating, the idea was to establish a safe, Western-controlled supply chain for EV batteries. Given the growing geopolitical concerns, Northvolt was seen as key in the effort to counter China's industry, especially companies like CATL, Contemporary Amperex Technology Company Limited, a powerhouse in global battery production. Despite this narrative, Northvolt's position in the market was always weak. While it had political and public support in the West, it struggled to compete with China's technological advances and cost advantages in EV batteries. In fact, Goldman Sachs likely invested heavily in the company due to a combination of political and market pressures rather than a purely analytical investment decision. The situation offers a valuable lesson in how major firms, even those with decades of expertise like Goldman Sachs, can fall victim to the influence of public sentiment. At times, it's easy to get swept up in the narrative, whether it's about strategic independence from China or other political goals, and forget to apply the hard-nosed financial analysis that should guide investment decisions. In the case of Northvolt, Goldman Sachs took a leap on the belief that the company could challenge China's market dominance, but failed to recognize the company's deeper, structural weaknesses. This serves as a cautionary tale for investors, both institutional and individual. Financial decisions driven by political narratives or social sentiment, rather than sound analysis, are often a recipe for failure. It's important to understand the broader context of any investment trend, especially when it comes to something as volatile as the EV market, where technology and geopolitics intersect. The take-home message here? Be cautious about getting caught up in the hype. Whether it's an emerging market or a promising new technology, make sure your investment decisions are grounded in realistic, well-researched financial projections. The winds of political opinion can be powerful, but they shouldn't dictate where your money goes. Next, NATO Secretary General meets Trump in Florida amid concerns over Ukraine aid. Reuters reports on NATO's concerns regarding US support for Ukraine. NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte met with President-elect Donald Trump in Florida, as concerns about continued US aid to Ukraine mount. With the war in Ukraine still raging, European leaders are anxiously awaiting how the next US administration will handle the conflict and its impact on NATO's strategic direction. The meeting, held Friday in Palm Beach, was brief but significant. NATO issued a three-sentence statement outlining the discussion, which reportedly covered a range of global security issues. Stoltenberg, who worked closely with Trump during his first term, is one of the few European leaders to openly praise Trump's approach to foreign policy. This has helped foster a relatively strong working relationship between the two. But now, the world is left wondering, what will Trump's policy on Ukraine actually look like? He has repeatedly promised to end the war within a day, if given the opportunity, but how he plans to accomplish this remains a mystery. There's little clarity on what magic he believes will bring about peace so quickly, and the public remains eager for more details. As NATO navigates these uncertain waters, much of the alliance's future direction hinges on what Trump's strategy will be when he takes office. Will he continue to provide strong support to Ukraine, or will his policy drastically shift? Europe is watching closely, and everyone is waiting to see if Trump can deliver on his promises or if his stance will evolve once he's in power. Next, let's focus on Trump's latest appointments, a deep dive into his picks for key roles. Bloomberg's report highlights Trump's choice for Treasury Secretary and what it means for his upcoming term. One of the most talked about developments in the political world is Trump's selection of individuals for key positions in his second administration. Bloomberg recently provided an in-depth look at Trump's pick for Treasury Secretary, explaining not only the background of the nominee but also the significance of their policy positions, which differ from mainstream expectations. Trump's decision-making process for these appointments is often not just about finding a spokesperson, but choosing people with independent viewpoints, sometimes even those that align more closely with Trump's own beliefs. In this case, Trump's choice for Treasury Secretary is notable for his stance on several key issues, particularly his views on the Federal Reserve. While Trump has frequently criticized the Fed in the past, his pick seems to offer a way to influence the central bank without directly violating its independence. The nominee suggested that Trump could influence Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell, whose term ends in 2026, by nominating Powell's successor early. The idea is to create a shadow Fed chair who could begin offering public direction, thus influencing market expectations and the broader economy. This move could help Trump achieve his goal of guiding the Fed's decisions, at least from the sidelines. On tariffs, Trump's nominee is an ardent supporter of the president's protectionist policies, which is noteworthy given that many traditional economists are cautious about using tariffs. However, the new Treasury pick believes that strong tariffs are necessary to protect American industries, aligning with Trump's previous policies. Another interesting aspect of the pick's approach is how he plans to handle market reactions. Traditionally, Treasury secretaries refrain from commenting on market movements, but this nominee has made it clear that Trump's policies are driving the current market gains. In an article published in the Wall Street Journal, he argued that rising asset prices since the election reflect the market's confidence in Trump's economic vision, a stance not typically endorsed by financial experts in such a direct manner. When it comes to the dollar, the nominee is fully aligned with Trump's emphasis on preserving the dollar's global reserve status. He believes it is crucial to counter efforts by countries like China and Russia to move away from the dollar. On fiscal matters, he advocates for reducing the deficit from 6.2% to 3% of GDP, using strategies borrowed from hedge fund management. One of his critiques of the current Treasury Secretary, Janet Yellen, is that her approach to financing has been poorly managed, particularly in terms of issuing long-term debt. As for the nominee's background, there's an interesting connection. He worked under George Soros before striking out on his own to start a hedge fund. This has led to some controversy, with figures like Elon Musk openly opposing his candidacy. However, Trump's core team supports him, seeing his financial expertise as vital for managing the nation's economic future. In addition to the Treasury pick, Trump has announced several other key appointments to his administration. These include a new director of the Department of Health and Human Services, Neshwat, a Fox News contributor, as well as Sebastian Gorka, a longtime Trump ally, returning to the White House as the head of counterterrorism efforts. Former Congressman Dave Weldon has been nominated to lead the CDC, and Dr. Marty Makary, a Johns Hopkins University surgeon known for his controversial views on medicine, will head the FDA. Trump has also nominated Russell Vought, a key figure in his previous administration, to manage the budget. Another notable appointment is that of Alex N. Wong, a Chinese-American who will serve as Deputy National Security Advisor. Huang, a former special envoy for North Korean affairs, played a key role in organizing Trump's summits with Kim Jong-un. His appointment signals a continued focus on Asia and North Korean diplomacy in Trump's second term. The fourth article to share with you is TikTok CEO seeks Elon Musk's advice amid US legal challenges. A recent Wall Street Journal report sheds light on TikTok's efforts to navigate growing legal challenges in the US, with CEO Shou Zi Chew turning to none other than Elon Musk for advice. TikTok, the popular video-sharing app owned by China's ByteDance, has been at the center of legal battles with the US government, which has raised national security concerns over its ties to China. As the company faces mounting pressure, Chew reportedly reached out to Musk, seeking his insights on how to handle the regulatory hurdles ahead. Musk, the owner of X, formerly Twitter, and a close ally of President-elect Trump, is in a unique position. Not only is he a competitor in the social media space, but his influence with the incoming administration makes him a valuable source of guidance for TikTok. Sources familiar with the situation revealed that while Chew and Musk have not yet discussed concrete strategies for keeping TikTok operational in the US, ByteDance executives are cautiously optimistic about the potential for a positive resolution. This development comes on the heels of a dramatic shift in Trump's stance on TikTok. During his first term, Trump signed an executive order in 2020 aimed at banning the app, citing national security concerns. However, the order was blocked in court. Fast forward to the 2024 election cycle, and Trump's position has changed significantly. He now believes TikTok should not be banned, even suggesting that American platforms like Facebook should be scrutinized instead. Meanwhile, the Biden administration has continued to press for action. Earlier this year, the U.S. government passed legislation that mandates TikTok must divest its U.S. operations by January 2025 or face a ban. ByteDance has pushed back, filing a lawsuit claiming the Biden administration's actions infringe on the free speech rights of its users. Elon Musk, despite TikTok being a direct competitor to his social media platform, has publicly opposed banning the app, emphasizing his belief in the importance of free expression. His stance aligns with the views of some in the tech industry who argue that banning a popular app could set a dangerous precedent for free speech and innovation. This situation highlights a unique moment where a Chinese tech giant sees Musk, a key player in the American tech world, as a potential ally in resolving its U.S. legal issues. With the future of TikTok in the balance, all eyes will be on how Musk's influence might shape the outcome. The reason Musk has so much influence is precisely from his close relationship with President-elect Trump. Let's finally analyze the future of their relationship. In a recent Economist report titled "Elon Musk and Donald Trump Seem Besotted." Where is their bromance headed? The evolving relationship between Elon Musk and Donald Trump is explored, with both their allies and critics speculating about what lies ahead for their alliance. There's a growing narrative in US social media and political circles suggesting that Musk's relationship with Trump is more than just a typical alliance. It resembles a partnership of mutual influence, with both figures calling the shots for the future of the country. Some have even jokingly referred to Musk as a co-president in this emerging power dynamic, with the two of them appearing to dominate key decision-making processes. As The Economist puts it, it remains to be seen how long this unique camaraderie will endure. Trump, in his victory speech following the election, took a moment to express gratitude to his supporters, family, and staff, but notably, he dedicated almost 20% of his speech to praising Musk. This sign of appreciation underscored the deep connection between the two men. Since the election, Musk has been actively involved in Trump's transition team, attending cabinet meetings, advising on key appointments, and even conducting some diplomatic outreach, such as meeting with the Iranian ambassador to the UN. Musk has even been appointed as co-chair of the newly formed Office of Government Efficiency, cementing his role in shaping the new administration. This close cooperation has raised hopes among some that Musk will bring business acumen and technological innovation to the Trump administration. There are expectations that Musk might help reduce the massive US budget deficit and streamline the cumbersome federal bureaucracy. However, critics warn that this level of dependence on one individual could be risky, especially when Musk's business interests may not always align with US foreign policy. The most pressing question surrounding this relationship is whether it will stand the test of time. Both Musk and Trump are known for their ego-driven personalities and propensity for conflict, even with those closest to them. While they have both benefited from their friendship so far, the future of their collaboration remains uncertain. The Economist highlights several ways Musk has benefited from his association with Trump. Since the election, Tesla's stock has surged by more than $300 billion, more than double the combined market value of Detroit's big three automakers. Musk's personal wealth has similarly skyrocketed by $60 billion. Furthermore, SpaceX, Musk's private aerospace company, has seen significant growth, benefiting from government contracts that have poured millions of dollars into its operations. The US government is SpaceX's largest customer, with the company securing $15 billion in contracts over the past decade. However, Trump's policies may not always align with Musk's business interests. For example, Trump has expressed interest in supporting Google's autonomous vehicle division and has taken steps to cancel electric vehicle subsidies, which could hurt Tesla. While Musk's relationship with Trump has undoubtedly been beneficial, it also comes with risks, particularly when it comes to balancing his interests in both the US and China. Musk's ties to China, in particular, present a major challenge. More than half of Tesla's vehicles are produced in China, and the company has increasingly relied on the Chinese market. In contrast to his vocal support for free speech in other regions, Musk has been notably cautious in his dealings with China, even praising the country's business environment and adopting the official Chinese stance on issues like Taiwan. As The Economist notes, This could create a delicate balancing act for Musk, especially if Trump's administration takes a more confrontational stance toward China. Zach Cooper from the American Enterprise Institute warns that China is likely aware of Musk's influence with Trump and may seek to use him to send a message about the cost of tariffs and trade wars. If Musk wants to continue thriving in China, he may have to play a more active role in shaping US policy toward China, which could create friction between his business interests and the political realities of his alliance with Trump. While The Economist does not offer a definitive answer to how long the Musk-Trump partnership will last, it does suggest that the current influence Musk holds within the administration may not last. As history has shown, relationships between wealthy business magnates and politicians can often sour, and the unique dynamics of this particular alliance may be no exception. The future of this relationship will likely be shaped by competing interests between Musk's business empire, Trump's political goals, and the broader geopolitical landscape. For now, it's unclear whether their brotherhood will endure, but one thing is certain: the influence of Elon Musk on the Trump administration will likely wane as the new president seeks to assert his own leadership. That's all for today. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more updates. I look forward to seeing you in the next one.